Cody here with another video, and this has been requested quite a few times as I'm, a little bit of an autograph connoisseur. Not as big as some other people. There are some pretty ridiculous people out there that'll travel the country just to wait outside and hope to God they get a signature. Those people, I applaud you for that much of a persistent personality to be able to, do something like that. Good on you. But me, I'm a stationery collector. I don't get around much unless I go to a convention or something like that. But I've had people asking me, how do you know when an autograph is real or fake? There is at least 3 rules that I have in my, when it comes to me collecting. These are what I follow. Number 1, never, ever buy from eBay. This is a big rule just because everyone has a means to forge an autograph. They can print off a photo. They can do whatever they want. They can even go to their local Home Depot or, Staples, whatever, to get some of these craft supplies, certificates, and print off some phony baloney name that's, there for presentation, not authenticity. They can have those foil gold authentication stickers and stuff. People have forged some of the most, it's kind of not hard to do, I guess. I don't know. Stan Lee has, when he does his autographs, he gave an option when you bought his signature from a convention or a place of, rather where he would be to, show up. He would usually have people there that were authentication services to give you guys a foil sticker. And the foil sticker would say Stan Lee Authentic Excelsior, something like that to show its authenticity. But here's the thing. People over time have started to learn how to forge those foil authentication stickers. So some of these out there that you may see with those stickers are forgeries. And the only way you can really tell if something is as authentic as possible, from my personal experience, is if it is through a Beckett authentication service or a PSA DNA service. And a great example right here, this is one of my pride and joys, great for the Halloween seasons, this authentic Tim Curry autograph that has a Beckett certificate of authenticity. If you were to go into Beckett's website and put this serial number that they certified right here that is logged in, the autograph will show up, picture and all. Everything will be logged, and it'll show that this is an authentic signature, because you have people out there who have these index cards of all these signatures and stuff like that that they preserve, and they take like one of those things that they usually can tell if a diamond is fake, one of those little like see-through things. I don't know what they're called. It's like a mini microscope. And they look at the inconsistencies in a signature, the flow. The way that the flow of the signature's directions go is a really big deal for some of these people. If there is any kind of inconsistency with a person's signature, with a specific period of time or date, because obviously people's signatures do slow down as they get older. A great example would be, of course, again, Tim Curry. Tim Curry had a stroke a while ago, so he's a little bit frail, and he doesn't have the means to have his signature as fluent as he did once before. And the same with Stan Lee in his older time before his death. Of course, his signature it wasn't really straight away from his original signature as much, but I will tell you that there is some differences as he got older. I'm glad I got my signature, I think about 6 years ago. This was before he started slowing down. I do remember when I had friends of mine who went to go meet him, he was falling asleep at the table and stuff like that. And just letting you guys know, as people get older, their signatures do actually slow down over time. And it's easy to spot these things, but because they're not logged and stuff like that, sometimes people can, unfortunately, certify, like they will not pass it. Because it's over time, it will probably, be a little bit more apparent. But people like Tim Curry and Stan Lee are great examples of those situations. Val Kilmer is another one. Val Kilmer has actually had some pretty interesting signatures over the years. Val Kilmer switches up his autographs, and it's kind of an in-between on whether or not the one that I had gotten in a long time ago was legit. And I even had a conversation with Val Kilmer to even have these, this information to give to you guys, is that his signature over the years, some people actually do what they call, and at the time Val Kilmer was in some big movies, what they call his fast autograph is something that he would sign at events or something like that would be a premiere, like at Batman Forever. If he were to sign something, it would be a speedy autograph. It wouldn't be something that would be like the one I have. And if I had, let me see if I got it. Yeah, I got it in here. So his autograph is a little bit more, if you guys can tell right there, that is his normal autograph. That is one that he usually is able to send out. Unfortunately, his signature is easily forgeable because his signature doesn't have as much fluence when it comes to his penmanship and how he signs something. It's always that V and a line and 2 dots. So he's kind of really not that great of a signer, but if you know where you're getting it from, you guys will be okay. I got mine directly from Val. Val was a really good sweetheart about this whole thing. I told him my story about me being obsessed with Batman Forever. He was talking to me through his official Facebook page, blue check mark, always look at blue check mark. It wasn't through the fan mail or anything like that. He was just like, Cody, I would love to send you an autograph. He did. He really did. He sent me an autograph. He was even nice enough to wait until I moved to my new place. So he didn't want it to get lost in the mail and make sure I had it. He loved my story. He loved that I had shared that moment with my father. He was a sweetheart. He was a very nice guy. And I just got to say that's one of my favorite moments when it comes to autograph collecting, is when you actually get to communicate with these people, because at least to you, you know it's real. I don't have to have authentication on it because I know it's real. Another one is Jim Carrey. Now, this one's a little bit more, when it comes to my signature, this one's a little bit more like, what the hell, Cody? You just told us not to buy anything from other people. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, there is a Facebook marketplace, people who are big autograph connoisseurs, people who do know what they're doing. They have been lifelong collectors. Some of these people know each other so well that their community is so tight-knit that if they see a forgery on the spot, they know it's not real. So I have had people on that website or that group tell me specifically if my autographs are real, and they've always said they look good. The Jim Carrey specifically, I had gotten from a really well-known autograph collector. He was, all over the place. He lived in Canada, and Jim Carrey was doing a special event at one of the original comedy clubs that Jim Carrey went to in Canada before he became famous. And outside, he got this Riddler photo signed for me. And that was an amazing experience. I only paid $100 for his autograph because Jim Carrey's autograph actually goes for so much money. It is ridiculous. And he even showed me a photo of him signing it. So I have a photo of him signing the autograph too. That's pretty awesome. So, eBay, big no-no. Number 2, like I was saying earlier, Beckett and PSA DNA. Now, from what I've heard, PSA DNA does unfortunately sometimes they miscommunicate, and they do pass or decline some of these autographs, whether they be real or fake. They will pass fake ones and decline real ones. There are people that have talked about in their past have gone to conventions, gotten autographs themselves, and wanted the certification. And then they would go show them photo proof of them signing it, and they would still decline it. So PSA DNA isn't as reliable because I do believe they are more in tone with sports than they are celebrity-related items. But Beckett, on the other hand, is a all-around, professional. And I've heard few stories about Beckett, but Beckett does have their unique way of logging and inspecting some of this stuff. I do have another one that was Beckett certified. This one's not as big of a deal, of course, but that is the Cameron Monaghan. I got this through that group as well. I wanted to, keep collecting Gotham autographs, and Cameron Monaghan at the time was one of my favorite characters in Gotham, playing Jerome. And this is Beckett certified with a sticker on the front of it. So you can see the sticker right there. And I do believe, if I remember correctly, let me double check. The Tim Curry, I didn't, for whatever reason, didn't show that off. The Tim Curry one also has the Beckett sticker as well. But the card that I was trying to show you guys earlier, you see these cards here, like I was telling you when I was showing that off, actually gives the website as well as the phone number, their address, and everything. They are professional. And on the front of this, it says, the signatures on this item were personally witnessed by a representative of Beckett Authentication Services. This item is guaranteed to be authentic by Beckett Authentication Services. The authentication can be verified by visiting www.beckettauthentication.com and utilizing the below authentication number for designated area. So they have professional witnesses. You guys always need to go either with Beckett, which I prefer Beckett over everyone else, and then PSA DNA. Like I said beforehand, some autographs are like speed autographs and some of them are more consistent. I think one of the worst people that has ever signed an autograph for somebody was Al Pacino. Al Pacino has some of the most sped through and ridiculous autographs. I think I've heard a lot of people have some pretty bad stories with him. He pretty much signs a squiggle. It was like a backwards S or a sideways N or something like that. It's not his signature. It's a speed autograph. But somehow it still sells as such because his hand was on the pen and the pen was touching the paper. It doesn't sell for as much as everybody else would hope for. But, if you have a consistent autograph, something that is a little bit more recognizable, then that would sell more. Some of these other ones that I think a lot of people don't realize when it comes to autographs is when celebrities die, those autographs are automatically, like, there's a price hike in the whole damn community when it comes to these autographs. I think everybody, when Van Halen died, was showing off all their Van Halen autographs. Of course, there is an infamous story about Heath Ledger. And Heath Ledger died before a lot of the press or the market was able to get a hold of the licensing for The Dark Knight. I think they were still pushing for a July release date, and he died sometime, I think, a few months before the movie, a little bit longer than the movie. I can't remember exactly when he died, but it was a long, long road ahead. We hadn't gotten the trailer yet. Everybody was hyped for The Dark Knight. And there was absolutely no press photos of the Joker. And the only one that really did sleep by was this, I can't say absolutely no. There was one. There was a up-close face shot with a black background. It was just his face with the scars. He's kind of looking up. I'll probably put the photo in here for reference. However, that photo is unique in its own way because not a lot of people were going out and getting that photo signed. Heath Ledger was not signing a lot of autographs for the Joker, so they're very slim chances that you had his autograph. If you had, a lot of people actually have, with Heath Ledger when it comes to a Dark Knight collection, they will actually have index cards. That's kind of the safe haven for autographs, especially in this situation. I guess index cards, getting those signed, you can have them cut and boarded and actually have something specifically put next to the autograph to indicate which movie you want to have represented along with the signature. A great example of that is, if you guys have not seen my TMNT autograph, and I'll put it on here, you can see there's a cut and boarded card with Kevin Eastman's autograph along with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie and a filled cell. So that is a pretty cool little option to do. And most of my photos are 8x10s, by the way. That's like kind of my go-to. But yeah, this is number 2 is just go with PSA DNA. And guys, number 3 is probably one of the most important ones. Have fun with it. Don't be all paranoid. If you get some duds, that is the part of collecting. That is the part of being in the collecting community, is if you know you're gonna be putting yourself in a position of getting an autograph that may be fake, you'll have your heart crushed, you'll be like, damn, this is upsetting. I collect for the hobby, not the profit. And I personally am so grateful that I was able to get Val Kilmer and Jim Carrey, because Batman Forever was a huge part of my childhood, and Jim Carrey was a huge part of my childhood as well, so to have their autographs means a lot to me. One autograph that I would love to get in my lifetime would be Andy Kaufman, because Andy Kaufman is a personal hero of mine as far as his comedy goes. And since he passed away a long time ago, he's got some interesting stories when he had signed for autographs. He was a little bit more, I'm only going to sign for women. If he got fan mail from men, he would throw those letters away and not sign anything for them. According to what I heard, Andy Kaufman was very persistent in giving out his address, telling them, hey, here's my number if you want to call me, here's an autograph, here's a few autographs. He was so, he was such a Prince Charming when it comes to things like that. He was so willing to get someone a girl, so he used his fame to do that, and that's when he met Lynn Margulies. I think is that what her name was. She they got married and stuff like that, and that's a prime example of the whole Andy Kaufman thing. There's a lot of other ones out there that you got to be careful for. Elvis Presley is probably one of the most passed around names in the autograph community, because he signed for people. I think outside of Graceland, he would come out, he would sign for people, and he's still a very scarce autograph. It's crazy. He signed for a lot of people. I think Walt Disney was the same way. Walt Disney handed people index cards signed with his name on it. And at the park, at opening, he always signed for people. And though his name is still scarce, there's just a huge demand for some of these bigger names. Michael Jackson is another one. I remember hearing the story. Someone found Michael Jackson's authentic signature at a Goodwill. They found it on like a record or something like that, and it passed for authentication from some of these bigger name like Beckett or PSA DNA. It was a crazy experience for that person. Those things are really cool to go through. Paul Walker, he passed away. Those names are being passed around as well. There are some people out there that just don't sign. I think for the longest time, Michael Keaton, there was a rumor going around that he wouldn't sign Batman or Beetlejuice items. There is more Batman stuff being more released now because he's been a little bit more, he's been a little bit more open about signing signatures now, but he still hasn't, I haven't seen a lot of people putting out Beetlejuice stuff. I heard that he just doesn't like signing for Batman or Beetlejuice, and that's crazy. They pick and choose what they want to sign. I remember Alicia Silverstone had a bitch fit about someone wanting to have their Batgirl photo signed. She didn't want anybody to sign her Batgirl stuff. It is crazy out there. Some of these celebrities are very picky about signing what they want to sign, how they sign something. So you guys have to have fun with it, but know the risks when it comes to this. Know the risks of collecting in general is that if you get something, there is always a guarantee that someday, somehow, you will have a forgery, a bootleg of some sorts. I'm sitting here collecting movies and TV shows. How many times did I buy bootleg anime DVDs thinking they were real? I did videos talking about Dragon Ball Z and how that issue went, down south. I bought those, gave the bootlegs to my cousin, and I got the real ones for cheaper than what I paid for the bootlegs. And then my dumbass turned around and bought from the same guy for the Digimon box set. Thank God he refunded my money and did not ask for the box set back. However, you got to learn. You've got to learn that these things are a problem. I guess number 3 also is have fun with it, but be cautious of bootlegging. It is something that you have to be very careful with. Number 1 kind of coincides with this. That means don't ever go to eBay, even if there's a Beckett authentication. If it isn't carded and logged, then don't buy it, no matter how cheap it is. okay? If it's so cheap that you think it's the best price ever, it means it's too good to be true. You are never going to find a Elvis Presley signature for $20, okay? Never. And I always get those people who are very gullible when it comes to this. And it always makes me sad or a little bit angry knowing that there are people out there that are that gullible. There are people out there that really do think these autographs are real. And when you tell them, they get very defensive. Oh no, I know where I got this. I got it from eBay. The guy guaranteed it. There's a certificate of authenticity. Guys, certificate of authenticities are never real. If you get a certificate of authenticity, it is almost guaranteed that they are fake because someone in their underground lair, welcome to my underground lair. I'm sorry, I had to do Austin Powers reference. They're sitting there forging, buying in bulk these things from Staples. They are certificates that you can forge with the pre-printed foil borders and the sticker on the front. They can sit there and take it to a printing shop and put anything they want on those. They are not going to be authentic. You can never guarantee a certificate of authenticity as authentic. No matter how many times it says it, you cannot. Because there are so many organizations that these people have made up with fake addresses for closed down buildings, like these businesses and stuff like that. They actually look up these foreclosed addresses and phone numbers that no longer exist and put them on these certificate of authenticities. Because I've been through this, trust me. In the early days of me collecting autographs from 10 to 12 years ago, it was a nightmare. And I will tell you, you learn over time, you gain experience, and I hope this video helps you guys to learn from that, because it does unfortunately happen, even to the best of us. When it comes to experience, it's not always going to be top-notch, 100% guaranteed. I will have a signature that is authentic, and that I still enjoy doing this. This is a great hobby if you know what you're doing. So, like I said, have fun with it. Know where you're getting into. Don't go to eBay and purchase stuff. And just all around, know where you're going. Know what you're doing. Get experience. Learn from other people. And have fun with it, guys. That's it. That's all you got to do. It is a great hobby. And I've had people ask me, have I ever been strayed away from it? Sometimes I just can't afford it. I've had people ask me to do autograph videos. I don't get a lot of autographs as much as I used to. My most recent autograph was actually the Tim Curry. This was a expensive autograph. I paid, I think, almost $200 for it because he's getting up there in age. He's unfortunately slowed down from his stroke and he does very little signing. And this was the only photo I wanted, was a photo of Pennywise the Clown in the sewer. So I could say without a doubt, I have never been discouraged from it, but I will tell you that I've been upset about it in the past. So like I said, have fun with it, guys. Don't be discouraged. Just have fun, and that's all I can really say. That's the best I could tell you. But guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you like what you see, hit that like button. I will be back with more videos soon. I'll talk to you guys later.